Hello, guys, and welcome back to Unmasked by Toltec Wisdom after a long break. This is where we unlearn, relearn, and become. Today, I'm going to continue talking about meditation for beginners. In the last episode, we discussed about some misconceptions about meditation. And I also talk about some of the few techniques we can use for meditation for beginners, simple techniques. So today, I will briefly start with some misconceptions again and discuss further new techniques we can use. One of the common misconceptions these days is that people think meditation is a religion, especially mainstream religion. They tell their follower that meditation is a religion. Even some people call it occultic group, like you are worshiping something. Meditation is not a religion. It's not even spiritual. It is scientific in nature. Because, like I said in the last episode, the more you meditate, there is a change in your brain that can be verified with MRI. And that is called neuroplasticity. So the more you do this, the more the change happen in you. There is nothing spiritual about it. But for meditation to sell more, for people selling it, they need to package it in such a way that you will feel special, especially for seekers when you are meditating, hoping that, okay, something spiritual, something weird, something strange will happen to you. Fine. A change will happen to you. But if we are going to say meditation is spiritual because of the experience, that means anything that can cause experience is not spiritual. So that is one misconception. Another misconception is that people go into meditation hoping to see a light. Going into meditation without some basic understanding. It is only when you have some basic understanding about meditation, about what you are doing, that is the only time you can do it right. That is the only time you can see results. And some of this understanding has been what I've been discussing with us from the last episode, and I will still talk about this understanding today. Once you have this understanding, sincerely speaking, you are going to find it so easy. Not so easy, you are going to see results that you cannot, different voices in your head cannot argue about it, because it's going to be direct realization, not something you inherit from a book or something you inherit from a guru. So the last misconception I'm going to talk about is people want instant results. They want to go into meditation this week. They want to go this month and see results. Have you forgotten, if you've learned how to drive manual car, have you forgotten how you felt the first time you are learning it? It was like, this is not something for me. This is never going to work. Yes, but with time, consistency, you can now drive without even thinking about changing gear. It happens automatically as a result of repetition. It's the same thing with meditation. But repeating meditation does not guarantee results, because you may be repeating thinking, rumination, and you thinking you are meditating. There is difference between you thinking and you meditating. There is difference between rumination and meditation. I'm still going to talk about that later. Now, the techniques of meditation. The first technique I'm going to talk about is Vipassana technique of meditation. This is designed for 10 days for the seekers. They stage it in phases. I'm not going to go into deep of how they stage it, but I'm going to discuss how it is done and what is aimed to achieve. Vipassana meditation is all about paying attention to the sensation of your body. Just your body, no any external. You are not going to pay attention to anything external. The reason is that when you pay attention to something external, it's easy for your brain to argue with it. But if it is your own sensation, it's difficult for you to argue with it, with that experience. It is yours. It is direct. So when you start Vipassana technique of meditation, firstly, the first 4 days of that 10 days, you are going to pay attention, full focus to breathing in, breathing out. The main technique has not started. That is to prepare you for the main technique. That 4 days that you are paying attention to breathing in, breathing out, is to synergize your focus, is to make your focus to come together. In the last episode, I told us about the technique of just paying attention to breathing in, breathing out. This is similar, but Vipassana goes beyond that. It's just preparatory for you, the breathing in, breathing out. So after the 4 days, then that is when you start focusing on your sensation. You will start from the toe. The reason for you to start from the toe is that when you start from the head, it's difficult, it's easy to lose focus. But when you start from the toe, it's far from your head. So you start from the toe and pay attention to any kind of sensation, be it heat, tingling, cold, any form of sensation in your body. Why paying attention to this sensation? You must not want to avoid any sensation or want to stop it. No. It is a choiceless awareness. Your own is to be witnessing that sensation, and you will see how impermanent they are. The impermanence of the sensation will be realized as you are paying attention to that sensation. Let's take tingling or heat in your body, for example. When you feel in a part of your body there is heat, if you keep on paying attention to it, focusing on it, not wishing it stop, not being angry it stop, just paying attention. You will discover that with time, it will stop. Another sensation will start in another part of your body. That is impermanence. As you are going, you will pay attention to your heartbeat. It's a form of sensation. And then when you pay attention to your heartbeat, you will also realize that it just looks like our heartbeat is continuous, but it is not continuous like static continuity. It beats, it stops. It beats, it stops. So that space, you will realize it more during this meditative technique. So it's all about you scanning all your body for sensation and not willing to experience something or trying to avoid it, which means this meditation is all about you don't crave for anything and no aversion. Just be indifferent. Be indifferent with anything that is happening. In Vipassana meditation technique, when you go to their retreat, you don't talk. Even with your partner that you are doing meditation together, you don't talk to each other. You don't even look at each other. You try as much as possible not to have eyes contact. Total silence. The only time you can talk is if you want to speak to the master about the technique. Maybe you have a question or you want to discuss something that has to do with your health. When it's time to eat, because they used to do 10 hours in a day, they split it into phases. So when it's time to eat, you go, you eat, you wash your own dish. After washing your dishes, they may give you a little chore to do. So you do that chore, you go back to meditation. So no phone, nothing. You are with yourself all through. What you will realize, like I said earlier in Vipassana, is impermanence of everything. Life is impermanent. Nothing is permanent. This will, even without you having the silent mind at the end of everything, is going to teach you that whatever happens to you in this life is just for a period of time. It is not permanent. We ourselves, we came from unknown and we are going to go to unknown when we die, which means it is a short period of time. Aside from the sensation in your body that is not permanent, even this whole body, this accumulation of food will disappear. The way it appears from nothing is going to disappear to nothing. Now, when you keep on doing this, paying attention to the sensation, it will get to a point. All the sensation, everything, all this awareness about this sensation will dissolve. You will just have the awareness of whatever is happening like a open space. You will dissolve this body, this sense of self will dissolve into existence, and it's going to just be like a vibration. You are not going to feel yourself again as individual. You are not going to feel this body again. You will dissolve into existence, and then you will just feel the vibration. There is a danger to this. Many people that have practiced Vipassana meditation, not only Vipassana, almost all the meditation have their own challenges. In coming episode, I'm going to dedicate one of my episodes on the challenges, the danger of meditation. But today, I will ensure I base this on just the description of the techniques and later talk about the benefits before I finish today's episode. So, Vipassana will let you dissolve this body with the ego, with the content of the mind, with everything. Because the more you are scanning your whole body, the more the activities in the brain, in the mind will be reducing, till later you are going to witness a gap. A sensation arises in you. It takes a time, because at the beginning, when a sensation arises in you, before even that one stops, another sensation has come up. But it will get to a stage, there will be gap. I'm still going to talk about that gap later. So that is one technique. The other technique is the Zen witnessing technique. In Zen, you don't have to pay attention to maybe your breathing and all that. You just focus on who is the watcher, the witness, the one witnessing everything that is happening. Many of us think our mind is who we are, because the mind is all they know. But if you think your mind is who you are, then who is using the mind? Mind is a content. Who is the container? Some will say brain. Brain is hardware. Mind is the software. Something is using that. Through meditation, you will be able to create space. You will be able to realize the space between the content and the container. So, the Zen technique of meditation is you just, every time when you are meditating, pay attention to the witness, the one noticing everything that is happening, the one observing everything that is happening. With time, then you will discover that even that witness is not who you are. Because before the story we tell ourselves about our perceptions, there is pure awareness. That is being aware of something, being aware of what is happening without adding any story to it. Many of us, we don't live life. We narrate life to ourselves. As many people are listening to me now, there is an intermediary commentary to what I'm saying. They are narrating what I'm saying to themselves. They are not listening to me directly. That is you not being present. That is you allowing your mind to take over, allowing your mind to run wide. It may be difficult for some people to understand this, that how am I going to understand you without me narrating this to myself? It is because you've not tasted you being aware of something without commenting on it for yourself. When you see white color, you've seen it. You know this is white. But many will still have to tell themselves this is white. So, same technique of meditation will dissolve this intermediary. You will be able to experience life directly when you keep on meditating on who is the watcher, who is the one behind the eyes, who is the one behind the mind, who is the one that is the container of all this content. I used to tell people that as you are, as I am, there is no any single difference between us. Non-duality is not something that is for the spiritual people. We are single thing, and this is how you will understand. Everything you know, totally, everything you know is happening inside you. As I am talking, this wood, this chair, things you know beyond this space, they are happening inside you. And when your body dissolves, that you die, you are not the only one that dies. All your world die with it. The people you know die with it. You will disappear, you will disappear to them, they will disappear to you. So, what is the difference between you and what you are looking? Between you and table, between you and tree, between it is one existence. When one dies, other die. So, this same meditation technique will let you be closer to what is real, that is very, very difficult to describe. Because when you keep on meditating on who is the watcher, who is experiencing this, you may say, me. Who are you? Is a question that is unanswerable, because it is who you are. Nobody is going to answer that question for you. The same way this body came from unknown and will dissolve to unknown, who you are, what is making you to function, what is making you to be aware, what it is called pure awareness, it is unknown. Because the religious people, they want to sell you something, then they develop some belief system about who you are, about who creates you. What is the big deal in accepting that we don't know and we cannot know? How all these things came to existence, we cannot know, because you are not different from the life you are inquiring about. What you are looking for, it is what is looking. The existence that you are trying to understand is what you are. That is sin. meditation technique. Now, the third technique is scary in nature. That is, you don't have to close your eyes with this. You going to the front of the mirror and look straight into your eye, using that to meditate. At the beginning, when you start, different things will be happening in your mind. If you keep on paying attention to it, what you are seeing in the mirror will dissolve, and then there will be blackness. There will be empty. The Vipassana, the Zen, paying attention to breathing in, breathing out, is all about you reaching gap, having a time that you are just aware of things without commentary. And you see this gap I've been talking about. When you first start to meditate, let me explain the gap. When you first start to meditate, different thoughts will be coming. Like I said in the first episode, don't be angry with that thought. The fuel for mind is you being angry or you engaging the mind. A thought comes to your mind, you are hungry, you are having that thought. You've given the thought fuel. It will turn to obsession. That anger will make the thought to multiply. So during meditation, if thoughts are coming and you are angry that I'm not getting this thing because thoughts are coming, then you will keep on arguing with yourself instead of meditating. But indifference is the key. Bad thought comes, be indifferent to it. You just see it as something displaying on the screen. Just be aware of it. Don't be angry with it. Don't wish the thought stops. It is definitely going to stop by itself. It's like that. Don't engage with it. When you engage with it, it multiplies. When you engage with the thought, it multiplies. Don't engage with it. Your point of focus, be it mirror, be it you meditating on who is the watcher, be it using Vipassana of scanning the sensation in your body, anytime your mind wanders away, quietly bring the mind back to your point of focus. If it happens countless times, bring it back quietly, countless times. Now, you will begin to realize something. It will reach a stage. At the beginning, thoughts are always popping up. One thought stops, another one starts. It's continuous like that. So it will reach a state, a thought will come, and that thought will end, and it will take some time before another thought comes. There will be a gap. I'm telling you, experience of that gap is what all of us are looking for. That gap, that situation, that experience whereby there is no thought, but there is awareness. That is what we are looking for. Many people don't know. That is what we are looking for in money. That is what we are looking for in relationship. That is what we are looking for in many things we are running after. Because that gap is where the real bliss joy, ecstatic feeling, the experience of that gap. If just 1 minute, if you ever experience it in your life, you are set. I'm telling you, you have become a different person. You cannot go back to who you are. It's not possible. Because for the first time in your life, you will experience joy, happiness that doesn't have any external inputs. All of us, we have been happy many times in our life. But you remember, anytime you are happy, you are joyful, it usually comes with the fear of when is it going to end. Because from experience, we know that if happiness is coming from just completing your house or from car or from, you know that it's just a matter of time, you will get bored. That external thing that is causing the happiness will not be able to ignite that same happiness with time. If you are just met someone in a relationship that is making you happy, that in the course of jubilating, in the course of partying, in the course of being happy that you found your soulmate, you found your love, there is this sadness that used to creep in, that used to over in one part of our mind, that this person may die, this person may leave me, this person may go. Anything that is causing our happiness, in as much it is external, it's just a matter of time. But you being seated, doing nothing, and experiencing this gap, you've acted. That is what all of us are looking for. I'm telling you. Now, there is a trap after experiencing this gap. Because the more you now keep on meditating, that gap will be expanding. It may take, at the beginning, it may take just 5 seconds between two thoughts. It will move to 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour. Some people even used to experience it 1 day. And with consistent practice, it will get to a stage that will be your operating system. You will be able to relate with life directly without commenting on it, without commentary, without story. Someone tell you something, the response will just come. You just know what to say. You don't have to, first of all, repeat what that person is telling you before you respond. The danger in narrating whatever we are experiencing to ourselves is that you will not be able to be present. You will not be able to focus on what is happening fully. At the same time, you will not be able to focus on your mind fully. It's going to be half of you, half of your attention with that person, half of your attention in what you are narrating to yourself, half of your attention in your mind trying to juxtapose everything together. In the course of doing that, you miss the reality. You miss everything. So the danger, I'm not talking the trap, I'm talking in experiencing this gap, is many seekers want to recreate that gap. Every time they enter into meditation, craving for the gap. And you can never manufacture that gap. That gap will happen by itself. Your own is keep on paying attention to whatever is your focus of attention that you are using for the meditation. The gap will happen by itself. Anytime you want to recreate it, it goes more further away. That is why many people enter into meditation hoping, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. This is what they say I will see. The mind you are trying to dissolve is you are creating it again, because instead of you to meditate, you are busy creating an experience already in your mind. So that technique of looking into the mirror, it will get to a stage you will experience that gap. But it's very, very scary if you are not very, very prepared, or if you are not mentally okay already. It can cause psychosis. You can run away. I will still talk about the danger, like I said, the danger of meditation. So we will discuss about that later. But that mirror is fast to experience that gap. At the same time, it is scary. So the last technique I'm going to talk about today is paying attention to your tongue. If you are very, very conscious and aware, as I'm talking now, you can put it into practice. Pay attention to your tongue as you are thinking. You will notice that the tongue is moving very, very little. It's vibrating little. If you are someone that is not very, very conscious, that is not very, very aware, it's difficult to catch it. So now, meditating and putting all your attention on your tongue and holding the tongue down, not ensuring that it's not moving at all, is going to affect what is happening in your mind. Because our mind is just we talking to ourselves. When we are talking out loud, you see the movement of the tongue. The same thing when you are thinking, the tongue is still moving slowly. So if you are able to hold that tongue, thinking cease. It's not going to happen automatically or the same day, but you will see the reduction in the intensity of what is happening in your mind from the first time you try it, if you try to hold it. But if you are holding it and at the same time you arguing with yourself, it's not going to work, because instead of you to be able to hold that tongue, you will be thinking you are holding it, but you are not. So that will also create the gap you are looking for. And the other time when I was talking about the misconception we have about meditation, don't stop meditation because you try it for some time and it's not working for you. Many meditation guides, they don't even have understanding of meditation. They are guiding you wrongly because they don't even know. So it is a business for them. It is like when you go to a marriage counselor that is single, you know what you are going to experience. A single marriage counselor is going to teach you, is going to talk to you about marriage based on books, based on what she has learned, he or she has learned from the university or from the school. But a married marriage counselor will be talking to you from direct experience. So when you try meditation and it's not working for you, what is happening is that you have been thinking All this why you are not meditating. I spoke about some basic understanding we need to have before we can do meditation rightly. One of that understanding is that we have to understand the nature of the voices in our head. Many people even categorize some voice in their head as the voice of God, some as the Holy Spirit, some as the devil, without knowing that your mind is society dustbin. Everybody you've met in your life, everything you've seen, you've experienced in your life, has dropped or removed something from your mind. All the content of your mind are from the society. That is the reason why some philosopher, they just used to quote Socrates. When Socrates, yes, I used to have issue with the correct pronunciation of Socrates. Either it's Socrates or Socrates. You know who I'm talking about. So there is a popular quote from him that I am the wisest man because I am the only man that knows that I know nothing. The implication of that is that Socrates knew that everything in his mind is from the society. It's not really his own. And not only that, he is wise because he is completely okay for not knowing. So he wouldn't have to make up anything. Many of us, many religions are just making up things because they don't want to accept that they don't know. We make up God. We create God from our thoughts. We create heaven and earth from our thoughts. Thinking is a geographical location. Heaven and earth is not a geographical location. It is the state of your mind. Many of us have a chaotic mind. Is already living in hell. Many of us that are able to understand the nature of the mind and create this gap we are talking about are already living in paradise. And religion are saying different shit about meditation because of one reason. Despite the fact that almost every religion have a bit of meditative aspects. Take Anglican, for example. Take Catholic, for example. Using rosary to pray, that repetition is a form of meditation. You see, before they start the sermon in church, they will first of all do a lot of repetition to calm you. So that by the time they start the sermon, there will be less obstructive thoughts. There will be less arguments within, internal argument against whatever the pastor, the reverend is saying. Look at the Muslim. The 5 daily prayer, that is a form of meditation. The problem with this 5 daily prayer, the repetition in Catholic and in Anglican and most other denomination of religion is that people are doing it mechanically. They are using the rosary mechanically, not paying conscious attention to what they are doing because they've mastered Holy Mary, Mother of Jesus, because they've crowned it, they are no longer paying attention. If you take the rosary and you pay attention to it, focus to it, and you continue doing that prayer, you will experience that gap I'm talking about. You will experience it. If you are doing the Allahu Akbar, every time you are doing it, you are paying attention, not doing it in a robotic way, not doing it mechanically. Just if you are doing it with total attention, you will experience that gap. Because the mind is easily exhausted with repetition. That is why in Hindu, in many Eastern tradition, not only Eastern tradition, in many spiritual tradition, they use mantra. They give you a mantra. You keep on repeating that. Some people don't even use sound. They use whining. It will be running. That repetition will exhaust the mind, and then there will be gap in thoughts. See the Sufis. The Sufis in Islamic religion, they usually go into 40 days isolation, seclusion. They wouldn't see the sun. The room will be closed. They will pass food to them either under the door or they create a little space. 40 days. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. There are different sounds they use. There are different names they call. They keep on repeating it. And they experience this gap. So, the reason why the religious, despite the fact that they are also meditating, but the reason why they now always go against it, say it in the church, in the mosque, don't do meditation, is for the idols worshiper, is for this and that, is because once you experience that gap for real, you don't need church again, you don't need mosque again. You go to church, you go to mosque, open to have this peace of mind. Open to have this rest of mind. When you taste it, when you taste this peace of mind from the gap I've been talking about, nobody can tell you anything again. Nobody can deceive you again. Nobody can use religion to extort you. Nobody can use meditation itself to extort you. Because once you start to experience even this gap, you don't even need to be sitting down still, spending a lot of time to meditate again. Your whole life becomes meditation. When you are walking, you are meditating. When you are eating, you are meditating. When you are in the shower, you are meditating. But before you stabilize, before you experience that gap, you need all this technique. You need to be sitting down. You need to be doing all this. It is just a raft. You know, the raft or a bridge for you to cross the river. After crossing the river, or a ladder to climb up, after climbing up, you don't have to be carrying all around the ladder. So you will have to even drop this meditation I'm talking about. But many meditation guides, many gurus, they would not want to tell you the truth because they want you to be forever follower. In the church, in the mosque, they are not going to tell you the truth because the investment is all about you coming every now and then. Meditation is not going to make you to become anything. You are not going to become anything. You are going to dissolve. You are going to lose everything. You are going to lose everything you've accumulated. You are going to lose it. So open, you will become this, you will become that, you will become supernatural, it's total waste of time. It's going to lead you to realizing that there is nothing to become. There is nothing. You are complete. That gap I'm talking about is not something new. It is something that has always been there. When you were little, just born, around that 1 year, close to 2 years, that gap is everything you have. Because the society has not started dumping things in your mind. Your mind is pure. No content yet. So that gap is always there. That is why when you see little kid, I'm not saying from that 3 years or 2.5 years upward when they've started using language, because mind and language used to develop together. So when you see all this little kid, you see that they are pure happiness, pure joy. You see them. Not only that, when you are even looking at them, they transfer that happiness to you. When you look at a little kid, you are just happy with that. You don't know why. You are just happy looking at them. So that gap is what you are returning to with meditation. So it is not about becoming something new. Meditation will lead you to return to what you have always been. In Toltec, what is obstructing that gap is what they call mitote. Mitote is the voices in our head, which is like when you are in the marketplace, different people talking. So the different voices in your head, as you are growing up, that you've accumulated, your mom's voice, your dad's voice, that you later think is one God voice or one Holy Spirit voice, later, they are just people's voices that you've met. So that obstruction is what meditation will clear. When you have a dusty mirror and you want to look at yourself, are you going to see yourself? It depends on how dusty the mirror is. If the mirror is very, very dusty, which means if your mind is very, very chaotic, you are not going to see reality. The same way you are not going to see yourself in the mirror. But clean the mirror, you will begin to see yourself clearly. Clean your mind, then you will be able to see reality for what it is. You will stop manufacturing suffering. You will stop running after nothing. You will understand that you've been living your life based on what society has dumped in you. In the present moment, in now, mind is not needed. Mind is a tool that you are supposed to be consulting, to use, and when it is not needed, you set it aside. But instead of that, we've allowed the mind to take over as master, and the mind is what is directing us. The mind is what is using us. So, before I end today's podcast, I'm going to talk about the benefits of meditation. Even without experiencing this gap at all, there are a lot of benefits that are packed into meditation. One of them is you will begin to see how these voices are generated. The internal argument will become clear to you. You will understand society is the one that shaped your mind through meditation. You will understand that your reactions to things has been conditioned, programmed by your experiences. You are not dealing with life the way it is. You will understand through meditation that you've been projecting your interest, your illusion into reality, thereby affecting what you experience, affecting even what you hear, affecting what you see. Everything happening in the society, in Toltec, we call it collective dream. They are not real. They are like that because you and I that are in the society agree to it, accept it like that. Pick one thing in the society. Pick one thing that is the normal thing in the society. It is normal because you and I agree that it is normal. So it is a collective dream. Meditation will let you understand this dream. You are not going to stop dreaming, but you will know you are dreaming. We used to feel like it is only when we sleep that we are dreaming. No. When we are awake, we are still dreaming. The only difference between when we sleep and dreaming and when we are awake dreaming is that the dream, when we are awake, follows a linear order, cause and effect, cause and effect. But when you sleep, that dream does not follow linear order. You may dream that you are in Kigali doing something now. In the next seconds, you may find yourself in China. In the next seconds, you may find yourself in where you don't know. So the dream when we are sleeping is exact same order with what is happening in our mind, because the activities in the mind can never follow a linear order. You are thinking about rice now. In the next seconds, you've started thinking about someone that stole your money. So that is not a linear order. So meditation without even experiencing the gap will let you understand all this. Another advantage is that it will allow you to see the impermanence in everything. When you realize this directly, that everything is not permanent, then anytime you have a pain, anytime you have a suffering, anytime something unwanted is happening to you, you will know for sure that this will also end. Anytime you are in a position of power, anytime you are helpless, anytime you are single, anytime you are married, anytime you don't have kid, anytime you have kid, you will know for sure that all this will end. True, we know already, but we don't know deeply. So without the experience of even the gap, you will benefit from meditation. Another advantage is anytime you are meditating, and you are putting your focus in whatever is your point of focus for the meditation, you will start noticing that the way your shoulder, your neck, all these places used to hurt you as a result of thinking, and being stressed, you will notice that it starts to reduce. And then you will wonder, if I can experience this calmness without doing anything, why do I even have to be jumping up and down, doing lots? You will begin to do only things that matters. You will stop, you will start to be stopping running after nothing. So, even without experiencing the gap, you will have benefits. You cannot lose meditating. So, finally, when you go into meditation next time and you keep on arguing with yourself, this thing is not working. This thing is wasting of time. I'm not getting this. This thing is not working for me. Just tell yourself that, what do I have to lose in just relaxing? What do I have to lose in keep on trying this? So, instead of stopping because of this argument, just keep on trying. Keep on trying it till you start to see result. It is only a matter of time. Once you see result like this, the result will make you to continue. That is how it is. I started meditation more than twice and stopped before I later saw results. And since I saw results, my wife can bear me witness, I've never been the same again. There was a day in the house we are living here, the guy at the gate just told me one day that he used to call me Rasta. He said, Rasta, why are you always happy? I don't even know how to respond, because happiness, love, being joyful, it is our real nature. It is the society that makes us mad, that makes us angry people. I'm not saying it is not innate for us to react to some things in some way, but majority of our reaction, of our hatred, of our violence, they are inherited. Sincerely, majority. If you don't believe, environment with which a kid grows will determine the kind of crime that kid will be committing. It is the type of crime that is common in an environment anyone grows. It is that same crime that person will be committing. Now tell me, who makes that person who he is? Who makes me who I am? It is the society. Until you now return back to that childlike, pure awareness state that I've been talking about, that is when you get it. This is how I'm going to end today's podcast. I've really missed doing this, and I'm so happy to be able to do this with you guys again. And I do hope that everything I've said about meditation will let you have the understanding that will help you to do it right. Thank you so much. And always remember to be happy. Mwah.